He was larger than life, a real American hero. Hulk Hogan, with his blonde mane, chiseled physique and signature bandana, transcended wrestling. He became a global phenomenon.
Kids adored him, adults admired him. He was the symbol of strength, determination, and good, always triumphing over evil. But behind the sunglasses and the 24-inch pythons, there was a man named Terry Bollea.
I met Terry early in my career. He was already a superstar, but he was always approachable, down to earth. He had time for everyone. It was this genuine spirit that endeared him to the fans. They connected with him on a level rarely seen before.
Hulk Hogan wasn't just a wrestler, he was an icon. He represented the hopes and dreams of millions. He taught us to believe in ourselves, to never give up, and to say our prayers and eat our vitamins.
His impact on wrestling was undeniable. He ushered in a new era of sports entertainment, one where wrestling became mainstream and the wrestlers became cultural icons.
His legacy, however, is a complex one, filled with both triumph and tragedy. But one thing is certain, Hulk Hogan will forever be etched in the annals of professional wrestling history.
Terry Bollea's journey to becoming Hulk Hogan is the stuff of legend. Born and raised in Tampa, Florida, Terry was a big kid with an even bigger personality. He was drawn to athletics from a young age. He excelled in baseball. He even had a brief stint playing for the New York Yankees farm team, but fate, it seemed, had other plans.
Terry discovered professional wrestling. He was mesmerized by the spectacle, the characters, the drama. He knew he had found his calling.
He started training, honing his craft. He adopted the ring name Terry Boulder. He wrestled for various promotions. He paid his dues, learning the ropes and building his in-ring repertoire.
One fateful night, Terry's life changed forever. He had a chance encounter with wrestling legend superstar Billy Graham. Graham, impressed by Terry's size and charisma, suggested he change his name to Hulk Hogan and capitalize on his resemblance to the Incredible Hulk comic book character.
This meeting marked a turning point. Hogan, with his new persona and unwavering determination, was ready to take the wrestling world by storm.
The 1980s belonged to Hulk Hogan. It was the era of Hulkamania, and it swept the nation like wildfire. Hogan's arrival in the World Wrestling Federation in 1984 marked the beginning of a new era.
He was the quintessential American hero. His charisma was infectious. His power was undeniable. His matches were events. Millions tuned in to watch him battle villains like Andre the Giant, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff.
The crowd erupted every time Hogan tore his shirt, revealing his massive physique. They chanted his name, Hogan, 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 until their voices were hoarse.
His popularity went beyond the ring. He appeared in movies, television shows, and cartoons. He endorsed products, graced magazine covers, and became a household name. He was a pop culture phenomenon, the likes of which the wrestling world had never seen.
Hogan's appeal was simple but effective. He represented the triumph of good over evil. He embodied strength, courage, and the American spirit. He connected with people on a personal level. He inspired them. He made them believe that anything was possible. After years of being the champion of the people, the hero who could do no wrong, Hulk Hogan made a decision that shocked the wrestling world. He turned his back on his fans and embraced a new persona, Hollywood Hogan.
This was a pivotal moment in wrestling history. It ushered in the era of the New World Order, or NWO, a rebellious faction that sought to take over WCW, WWF's biggest rival at the time. Hogan, clad in black and white, aligned himself with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, forming a formidable trio that wreaked havoc on the company.
Fans were torn. They couldn't believe their hero, the man who preached positivity and sportsmanship, had joined the dark side. The boos rained down upon him. He was labeled a traitor, a villain.
But Hogan, relishing his new role, seemed to thrive on the animosity. This heel turn, as it's known in wrestling, breathed new life into Hogan's career. It proved that he could be just as compelling as a villain. It also revitalized WCW, leading to some of the highest-rated television shows in the company's history.
Section 5. The Price of Fame. The life of a wrestler is grueling. Years of bumps and bruises take their toll. But for Hulk Hogan, the physical demands were only part of the story. The relentless schedule, the constant pressure to maintain his larger-than-life persona, and the scrutiny of the public eye took a toll on his personal life. His marriage suffered. His body, battered from years of wrestling, began to break down. The surgeries mounted. The pain became a constant companion. He also faced legal challenges. He was embroiled in a lawsuit with the WWF over the rights to his name and likeness. The stress and financial burden weighed heavily on him. Through it all, Hogan maintained his public persona. He put on a brave face for the fans, never letting them see the pain he was enduring. But behind the smiles and the bravado, there was a man struggling to cope with the price of fame. Section 6. A Fall from Grace. In 2015, Hulk Hogan's world came crashing down. A secretly recorded tape surfaced containing racist remarks made by Hogan several years earlier. The backlash was swift and severe. The WWE terminated his contract. His movies and merchandise were pulled from shelves. He became a pariah. The scandal tarnished his legacy, casting a dark cloud over his accomplishments. It was a stark reminder that even our heroes are flawed. Hogan issued a public apology expressing remorse for his words. He claimed ignorance, stating that he had used language that was unacceptable and that he was not a racist. But the damage was done. The wrestling world was divided. Some fans were willing to forgive him, citing his contributions to the industry and his apologies. Others felt betrayed, unable to reconcile the man they thought they knew with the words he had spoken. Section 7. Redemption and Reconciliation. The road to redemption is often long and arduous. For Hulk Hogan, it was a journey of self-reflection, atonement, and seeking forgiveness. He spent years trying to make amends for his past mistakes. He reached out to those he had offended, offering sincere apologies. He spoke out against racism and discrimination, using his platform to promote understanding and tolerance. Slowly but surely, the wrestling world began to welcome him back. The WWE reinstated him into their Hall of Fame in 2018. He made sporadic appearances on their programming, receiving mixed reactions from the crowd. While some fans remained skeptical, others were willing to give him a second chance. They acknowledged the positive impact he had on their lives and recognized his efforts to make amends.
Slowly but surely, the wrestling world began to welcome him back. The WWE reinstated him into their Hall of Fame in 2018. He made sporadic appearances on their programming, receiving mixed reactions from the crowd. While some fans remained skeptical, others were willing to give him a second chance. They acknowledged the positive impact he had on their lives and recognized his efforts to make amends.
Section 8. The Unforgettable Legacy. Hulk Hogan's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He was a hero, a villain, a pop culture icon, and a flawed individual. He experienced the highest highs and the lowest lows. But one thing is undeniable. His impact on professional wrestling is immeasurable. He ushered in an era of mainstream popularity, selling out arenas and captivating audiences worldwide. He inspired countless young people to pursue their dreams, both inside and outside the ring. His influence can still be felt today. The way wrestlers carry themselves, the stories they tell, and the connection they forge with the audience, all bear the mark of Hulk Hogan's legacy. He may not be the perfect hero, but he is a reminder that even in the world of professional wrestling, where reality blends with fantasy, the lines between good and bad are often blurred, and that even the biggest stars are capable of both great triumphs and devastating falls. But through it all, one thing remains constant. Hulk Hogan will forever be remembered as one of the most influential figures in the history of professional wrestling.
He may not be the perfect hero, but he is a reminder that even in the world of professional wrestling, where reality blends with fantasy, the lines between good and bad are often blurred, and that even the biggest stars are capable of both great triumphs and devastating falls. But through it all, one thing remains constant. Hulk Hogan will forever be remembered as one of the most influential figures in the history of professional wrestling.